Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's good to be with y'all today, and happy Halloween! Congratulations to you, Catholic Bridge, for you have claimed the crown of Furstendom on this, the most spooky of days. You have a very spooky crown. I do not know what it looks like, for it is an eldritch horror that is beyond comprehension. But good to see you all. Good to see you, Brick. Good to see you, Kit. Good to see you, Gale. Good to see you, Roxy. Good to see you, Pterodoc. Hope everyone's having a good day. Hope everyone's having a good Halloween. You probably figured out by now if you looked at the category of the stream, but we're going to be playing Zombies Ate My Neighbors. It's a classic Super Nintendo game. Thought it was most appropriate for Halloween. So we'll be diving into that. Good to see you, Brayhard. It is less painful than a Crown of Martyrdom. No costume. There's only so much you can do, but it is a little warm in here. I think it might be too much for this. That's better. That's better. Oh no! I wore it on the wrong layer. Everyone knows my secret identity. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Only thing I can do to save this is dive into the game. Zombies ate my neighbors. So yeah, Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a top-down, No! Don't! The zombies ate those neighbors! I want to save those neighbors. Bad zombies. Spidey Priest does whatever Spidey Priest does. A piece of headgear. Is it a fez? There must be at least one Spidey who's a priest. Hey, Sub-Zero, good to see you. I mean, isn't Peter Parker mostly, is he normally Jewish? Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, probably would limit the amount of priests there are. Peter's faith is ambiguous, but the whole Spider-Verse thing is infinite by design. Well, there is that. Bang. It is such peak 90s humor when saving the teacher only gets you 10 points and the cheerleader gets you 1,000. I'm gonna start wearing my hoodie zipped up all the way just to mess with y'all now. How was I supposed to know there'd be a creepy purple thing in there? Gotta love them cheerleaders. Yeah, I mean, wasn't there the line, save the cheerleader, save the world? I've already been here. Ah! I have not saved the swimming man. No! Oh, the exit has spawned in a terrible position. Had to work the party and some people dressed up. It was so funny. Were they dressed up as saints? Grotda! Guess what I forgot to look at today? Ah! You'd think the guy with a gun would know how to defend himself against a zombie, but, one person wrapped up St. Bernadette's life. That's an interesting choice. Oh, look, the little tyke with an axe. Terrifying little monster. No, I need the ammo. No! Bad little demon tyke. No! Bad, I say. Run! 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 Get away from me! No, I didn't want to open that. Ah! Panic! Everyone who dressed up had to talk for 1 to 3 minutes. That's a fun rule to have in that context. And I promise I will get to this Rotata at some point. We just have to find somewhere to hunker down. No, I needed that key. Is there a key down here? Ah! Get away from the baby. Mel! Come on in, Raiders! Happy Halloween! Welcome! I would ask you how the Okami was, but I was there for most of it. Goblin Tuesday! Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Love the name. I love that it implies that there's also a Goblin Monday and a Goblin Friday. So, we are playing some Zombies Ate My Neighbors for Halloween. Spider Father, where? Oh no, my secret identity. Believe it or not, this is not the first time I have worn this shirt with the clerical shirt. Ah, here's another way in. Tom Holland Spider. Oh, we're using made-up names? Hi, I'm Spider-Man. Oh, is it a shirt, full suit? It's just a shirt. It's like an exercise shirt that's just like themed. Okay, what is this gospel? Oh, I did look at this. So we do a thing around here called the Rotida, daily readings. What did I think of this? It's a very interesting prophetic passage. Wow. You just think sauce, ouch. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of a very interesting prophetic one from Christ talking about his death and how he sort of thematically ties that in just into the present. I don't know, it's hard to sometimes see a message of immediate hope from that, but it's some of the best passages of Jesus understanding his own mission. And that's very important. No, no, please leave me alone. Oh, and Nanika is cheered with 300 bits. That's another thing we do around here. Let me get away from this psycho with the chainsaw. Oh, I found another one. Why? Oh, there's so many. Oh, the humanity. I just don't want to pause and unpause right into the more of those. So, for 300 bits. I spin the Wheel of Pain, which is a pile of strange candies I've accumulated. Oh, it's the Swedish fiber toffee. The candy drawer has taken on an interesting smell when I open it. Yeah, I think we worked it out. There's like 2 grams of fiber in each of these, and they're like little pellets. So, you know. It's sugar-free candy. I don't know how they made toffee without sugar. I know how they made this chocolate without sugar. The answer's bad. You'll be adding to that drawer? Oh, no. I do reserve the right to not use certain things. If it comes from Auntie McPhee, it's a no-go. Except for the bacon candy, which isn't good. Oh, I thought that was a person. Time to relax for a few hours before Wilds. And then more video games will commence. Oh, you can only stun them. That's great news. Babby! Got the Babby. Okay, run! Okay, there's 2 people left. There's one up here. There he is. So how do I get on the other side of this wall? Some of the candy is actually good. Can't go on the Wheel of Pain if it's good. Ow. Okay, I need you guys to chop open some of these walls. No, chop open these walls. Oh, now I'm at the toffee, and it's hard. I feel like I'm gonna lose a filling from these one day. Okay, there's one person left. Just have to work our way back there. Leave me alone, you nerds! No, I'm stuck in them! Mystery potion, don't mind if I do. What's the worst that could happen? Hey, give me some health. Oh, it just keeps going. So much toffee. Just use a machete. Yeah. The chainsaws are scary. Oh. It's a toffee. It just keeps giving. Oh no, there's multiple of me! So in addition to zombies, this game also just basically takes from every trope of horror movies. There are aliens, monsters. I mean, we already saw Jason. Jason and Leatherface get mixed up. I mean, it's a great combination, honestly. These are literally pod people. We're watching the pods as they appear. And now the toffee is stuck in my teeth. Yo, alien mushrooms! No, 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 das ist verboten. No, 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 boss. Yeah, now I'll never get rid of it. I have to live with this forever. And for what, 300 bits? Yeah, it's probably worth it. Okay, there's no one in there. I don't need to use that. What? Bad mushroom! See, this is why mushrooms are evil. No one believes me. But let me tell you. And you're not looking. Them mushrooms are gonna be like, Oh, Sub-Zero is cheered with 500 bits? Thank you? Does that equal a spin? Just need more butter? No! I don't think that's gonna save these mushrooms, which are literally attacking me. I'm sorry, sir. Exact change only. I kid. I'll give you a spin. Festive and inflicting scary candy. Shocking. Then level 5. Level 6. Pyramid of Fear. I said that because you couldn't see it. Okay, we're re-rolling. We're not doing that 2 times in a row. Because that's not funny. What's your favorite? I want to say words right now. The Mega Sours? I have a love-hate relationship to those, because I actually like sour candy. But, yeah, the candied pine cones. I want to say some words, but not while I'm in a collar and on camera. This is a real thing. Like, this isn't like, oh, it looks like a pine cone. It is a pine cone. Of what's on the Wheel of Pain, what is actually your favorite? Probably the either Pulparindo tamarind candies, or honestly the Mega Sours. I like the Mega Sours, but they hurt. I want this to be good. I believe this can be good. It's a good concept. You know, a candy that's kind of a little bitter, a little, you know, smells like a pine tree. You know, that's that flavor. A little sweet. But no, this tastes like a forest fire. Or a forest floor. It tastes like the ground underneath a pine tree. Oh, why is it smoky? Why are the doors closing? Oh. Tastes like the ground underneath the pine tree. Sounds like something you might say about whiskey. No, because then it tastes like it in a good way. This tastes like what it smells like to stand under a pine tree for a long time. Ugh. So yeah, it's the wheel pain. But for 1,000 bits, you can tell me what to eat off of the wheel. And there's some things on the wheel that have yet to come up, actually, I think. Pine tar liqueur. It does remind me of Turva Pishviliat. Bad Roxy and Gale went to Finland and brought back a bunch of candy, and one of them was a smoky pine tar flavored licorice, because everything was licorice. And it tasted like chewing on a fire. But in a good... No, not the candies. I could see the liquor actually tasting good, but... Finland is a strange place that makes good music. Am I familiar with folk metal? I am familiar with folk metal. I'm not a huge metalhead myself. I somehow don't have my lawnmower anymore. So I can't actually go over this. I'm likely familiar with most genres. I mean, I do listen to a lot of music. Eat bazooka. Wow, rude. Give me a treasure chest and there's nothing in it. Go away! Go away! Go away! Fintrol and Corpiclani. I've heard of Corpiclani. Just casually lighting myself on fire to get through here. Okay, now I have a lot of keys. This level has kind of been littered with them. So don't mind getting magic potion. The costume is off. It feels so much better. You had a very intense costume. It was awesome. But yeah, I could see that... I can't open the door as the monster. Never mind, I just punch it. Your costume is adorable. Pixar, it did happen. No, I believe it. Got sidetracked earlier. For same parties, do game every year. We have to submit a fact about ourselves and have to guess who it is. I got the most correct, so I won a 25 gift card. Nice! There has to be a way to put out this fire. Or I guess I could just use the cross to walk through it. Oh, you know what? I could use the cross to walk over the vegetation that hurts. Spider Priest, Spider Priest. You were the second person who's made that joke. What do you mean? The invincibility thing didn't keep me... I call shenanigans. I percent 9 months ago, pensive pineapple, 1 hour 13 minutes. Well, guess what I'm not doing? Okay, I know where this cheerleader is. But I don't know how I'm supposed to get down there. Oh, I just saw the way I'm supposed to get down there. Consarn it. Discord did. You are invincible while you use this object. Unless you aren't. Excuse me. Where's the door? There's the door. Thank you. Woo! Who thought candied penguin was a good idea? And why did they leave the stems on? I'm not eating the stem on principle. 40 feet of terror in Titanic Toddler. Oh my. So I'm pretty sure this is... I know this is Lucas Arts, but like I feel like this is a lot of the same writers as Day of the Tentacle. I have given Candy, I trigger the Rotata, I provide speedrun data. It was up before 4 a.m. I'm headed to bed. Oh dear. Get some sleep. I'll talk to you later tonight. This baby is massive. What a big baby. Oh no, I need a key? But not that kind of key. There must be a boss key. That's fun. Well, hey Casey Fox. I don't think this baby is 40 feet tall at all. This is some false advertising. This baby is about 15 feet tall at best. Oh no, I just died it. Oh no! Gamba over. Hey, I'm number 1 on the leaderboard on this file. Rest in Priest. Oh, that's not what I wanted, actually. I wanted to hit, password. This is not the password it gave me earlier, but okay. Well, we'll just go to here. No, the internet just lied to me. Ah. This is like Plants vs. Zombies, but different, except no, it's... Plants vs. Zombies is a tower defense. I mean, it's similar in its humor and its aesthetic, I'll definitely grant you that. It's the same, but different. Wow. Truly a sentence of all time. Okay, this will skip us past the baby, but it was either go back to level 5 or go to level 9 because the password system is weird in this game. Well, what is this blob? Oh, I don't like it. No. Are we resurrecting P-Tony, but different memes? Is that it? Why does walking over the mushrooms hurt me? See? Mushrooms are evil. They never died. Truly, truly, I say to you, unto the end of time, there shall be P-Tony but different memes. No, get away from him. I should have revenge by eating them? No, because then that would give them satisfaction. Of course, I have to freeze the jelly things. See? Be hit by my fire extinguisher, please. My teeth still taste of tar. No assembly required. Oh, that's some good news. How is that scary? Oh. This factory. Where's P-Tony? Tell him I found the factory. Your teeth taste of marshmallow? Don't make me jealous. I was coming to save you, I promise. Oh, these little ankle biters dodge the rocket shots. That's something I really am appreciating about this game in this playthrough. I've only dabbled with it a little bit. But there are certainly weapons that are objectively better in different situations, like, you know, the fire extinguisher with the jellies. Or these little Chucky-esque things avoiding your rockets. Oh! Oh! You're not sure if that's good? I don't know if it's good or not. But I kind of want it. Nyom. Ah, it's on fire! Okay, 2 left. It chased you on fire. That's terrible. Yeah, it is. To make s'mores. I wish. Again, I have a feeling that's why Gale's teeth taste of marshmallow. Gale's having s'mores without us. Health pack is worth a key. It's pretty much the only place you like marshmallow? Oh. Get me out of here! Get me out of here! Just homemade hot cocoa and marshmallows? Okay, well, that's also a good reason. Homemade marshmallow. Plants go berserk in Weeds Gone Bad. Excuse me? I was just trying to walk here and you made pointy spores all over everything. This level is terrible. I don't have a weed whacker to deal with all of this. There's one. Just had to use like all my health to get there. What's special besides sugar? Gelatin. And yes, you can just make marshmallows. They're very good when they're homemade. Weed cutting bonus. They came to Earth for one thing. Mars needs cheerleaders. Oh yeah, egg white's another way to do it. Ah! Nope. Get distracted by my clown. I said get distracted by my clown. No, 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 no. Dang it. The footballmen do not like that you are on their football pitch. Yeah, I guess in a sense, marshmallows are just kind of a meringue. Make a meringue to soft peaks. Make a candy to softball. Mix gelatin into your candy. Beat the candy into the meringue. Rest to cool. Cut and dust with powdered sugar and cornstarch. Oh, it's called a diamond? Maybe that's why they're so upset with me. No. I'll defeat you by throwing football at you. I like meringues. Why don't I like marshmallows? Probably because you don't like meringues combined with gelatin. Okay, there's one person left to save. There they are. So many cheerleaders. Terrifying to the bone! The Chopping Mall! Oh, why is there Jason here? No, no, no. That's okay. What? I saved that cheerleader. I was there first. She's gonna hurt his eyes running around with these 3D glasses. Yeah, they're the, like, color kind, too. Oh no, that was game over. Oh, I didn't beat my own score. The world is already in 3D. Yeah, but maybe he's seeing in 4D. FRCR. Nope. Let's see if that one works. Nope. Times like this that I wish Twitch had a immediate rewind because we got a password. I'm just fascinated by how many different things I'm finding out there saying this is the level code. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Why did you do that? Oh. Okay, that time I did not get to the cheerleader first. Why are you people taking pictures inside of a grocery store? They had to X that baby a question. Seven meals for 7 zombies. Uh-oh, that means there's probably 7 people to save. No, there's only 4 people to save. What? What a weird juxtaposition, I guess. Oh, and there's werewolves now. Why didn't you mention that? That was a noise. Don't have a thing to deal with you, but I feel like there's something here. Oh, that's a lot of spikes. Why can they walk on the spikes? I feel this is cheating. Ow. I have been enslimulated. That movie is just so janky. A little bit. This game does a great job of capturing a very arcade feel. I don't know if slime would be good for your hair. I'd hazard to guess not, considering it hurt me, so it's probably caustic. Okay, that hitbox was jank. That one was my fault. Bad for my breathing, good for my hair. Well, how do you think he gets such lift on his spikes? I mean... Dinner on Monster Island. I hear Jason. God, stuck. I couldn't. Oh, that's cheap. That was cheap. There's a brand of hair gel here. Probably tell who their demographic is. Yeah. Beer Fox. Moko State Korea. Why are the werewolves full of ghosts? Depths of the earth. Ants, ants, ants. Oh, those giant ants. You just walked through the wall. Ants. Ant-Man. I don't think this is an Ant-Man situation. I think it's time to call the Orkin Man. It just walked away with the ammo. Drop it. No. Down dog. Bad dog. Yeah, they're jumping the walls. They're picking up the ammunition. There they are. Just have to get over there. Somehow. Wasn't I already here? Am I going backwards? I mean, I know I am in terms of the spiral earlier, but, like, it took me out with the trampoline. Nope, that's not a weak point. Yo, aunts? No aunts here, only ants. Unless I have to just keep... Oh, never mind. They got got by the ants. I think I was supposed to keep going that way on the outer edge of the spiral. Extermination bonus. Ants are God's least favorite insects. I actually like ants. I think the whole family of Hymenoptera are really interesting. That includes bees, wasps, and ants. I've had a long and storied relationship with ants. That's what you get for living in Florida. Everything wants to hate you there. Earwigs. Earwigs look creepy, but they actually don't do much. It's like house centipedes. They look terrifying. But they're actually important for an ecosystem, and they actually help your house. Hey, look, it's chat! Most things are important for an ecosystem, except mosquitoes. I've heard it said that you can remove mosquitoes and ecosystems will not be impacted. How did you find me? We were talking about hair gel. Am I Spider-Man? No, I'm Father Evan. Oh, Dingo's bad kidneys. Really bad at hiding this secret identity thing. Actually, didn't want to use a key there, but... Mosquitoes are food for many species, but many of those species can survive on other forms of food as well. Wants to get rid of another pollinating species. Do mosquitoes pollinate at all? I feel like that's a slanderous lie coming from the mushroom people. Male mosquitoes pollinate. Fair enough. Nope, I died. Would you gladly take away my marshmallow-based diet? I might, if you're not, you know... If you need to inject some insulin to balance that out, that's fair. It's always, you know, I'm not going to finish that sentence. Gelatin has protein. True, but unhelpful. Office of the Doomed. Yeah, I know I'm out of keys. There are literal zombies everywhere. Why are you people just standing around? Except for you, baby. I understand you are baby. Ooh, don't have a way through there. Hey, community wafer. Happy Halloween. get to this? Here we go. No, just get me out of this level, please. The terror is back in. Squidman of the deep. That's not Squidman. That's a fishman. Oh, no, no, no. No, I was... Jerks. I think I saved one of them. No, get away from the door. You nuts, Squidman. I tell you, it's times like these when these Squidmen are blocking the doors. Nightmare on Terror Street. Hey, Erky. Happy Halloween. Need to get to the baby. What? Your character's Johnny Bravo? Kind of. It's like a young Johnny Bravo. It's a very 90s design. Use a key, get a key. Where? No, no, no. Noah Woo. Noah Woo. Oh my goodness. Need one more key. Meep mess. Hey, it's White here to save us. Meep and White. The peace of the Wizened Ward be with you always. That's how I imagine me talking. Father joke. You know, it's almost the weekend. It's time for a drink. But people don't like bending over to get their drinks. That's why we need to raise the bar. Whoa! Sandworms! What is this, Arrakis? I love Tremors. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. All right, Erky. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great Halloween. You love my Halloween article? Thank you. Had a lot of fun writing that. Am I supposed to be... Do I need to blow the worm up? Because I imagine if I blow the worm up, I can get the key that opens that door. You jerk! That was cheap. Of course the cactus hurts me. But I had to try and find out. I don't see any other way forward other than that door. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to do this myself. Yep, I've got to take out these worms. Well, that ain't happening. Time for another password. Oh, I didn't even get into the list that time. Nope. See where this one takes us. Oh, we've already done this one. try this other one. Again, I have like a couple websites open and they're like, ah, these are the passwords, and they don't agree with each other, and sometimes the ones they give don't even work. I'm glad to hear that, Britt. Thank you. Today the Earth ran away. Is your Earth running away? You better stop it. I don't think that's how the joke goes, my dude. Stay away from my cheerleader friend. Oh yeah, you've got lightning? What if I jumped in the water? You wouldn't electrocute the water, would you? Keep on bubbling me. The aliens are allergic to root beer. It all makes sense. No, how does that make sense? Hey, we got everyone saved. Haven't done that in a hot minute. The scary sequel to Level 7, Revenge of Dr. Tongue. I don't remember what Level 7 was called. I don't remember anything about Dr. Tongue. Noah Wu. No, Noah Wu. If a would, then $500 fine. I almost walked directly onto those spikes. Oh, come on! This game cheats! Oh, hey, there's my doppelganger. Well, if the zombies eat everyone, then I don't have to save as many people. That's how I speedrun this level, right? What? Dracula? Is Dracula Dr. Tongue? And Frankenstein's monster. There's a lot going on in this level. Which spider costume is your favorite and why? I think this one. Because it's sentimental. Or do you mean, like, which Spider-Man costume from, like, the movies and comics do I prefer? Yeah, movies and comics? I don't know, that's a tough one. I mean, there are so many interesting ones out there. I mean, I love just, like, good classic design, like, Spider-Man animated series. So, you know, I like the Sam Raimi one. I think the MCU film ones are cool, but sometimes a little overdrawn. Okay, wow, that level honked. Miles Morales has a cool one. Spider-Gwen has a really cool one. I like the incorporation of the hood. It's because the red and blue color scheme. I think it just, the classic just looks good. It was well designed in the first place. We did this one. It's hard to keep track of what level I'm on and what password I've got access to, because there's not a password for every level. Love the Iron Spider one, the black and gold. That does look good. I mean, the symbiotes are also cool. Look who's shopping. God, it's the giant baby. And the giant ants. Why is everything giant in this mall? I highly doubt that this giant baby is shopping. This mall sucks. It's overrun with ants and giant babies. Big sales? Boo. Giant sales. I see what you did there. Boo. I want to get there to get that med kit. It takes so many hits. Another good question, if you had to join a Lantern Corps, which color would you go with? Probably indigo. The baby just ran over a baby! There's baby on baby violence in our streets. When is this gonna end? Because of the powers, or you like the color? Yes. Oh, I'm trying to go. I'm trying to zig and it's out zagging me. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Why is there giant enemy baby? Why isn't there giant enemy baby? Good to see you, Trekkie. Picking favorite colors is so hard. Is so hard when you are at 5? No, it's not. Purple exists. Just decide and live with the consequences. Your favorite color is white. That is, yeah, the most Gale thing you will ever read, I think. Unless he could find some way to also tie in economic theory with it. Ollie Queen 52, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Spider Father. Results may vary with frequency at which Spider Father happens. Figure if Mel's like you must be okay. I think that's a ringing endorsement, and I will take it. There they are. Okay, so I need to get there. But how do I... Okay, I'm invincible. but I can't do anything. But I also don't know how I'm supposed to get across this gap. Oh, I can't go on that while I'm in this mode? That honks. This ghost mode sucks! Or do others rank my top 3? Well, indigo's not my favorite color. Purple's my favorite color, so indigo's as the core is the closest. There is a purple core, but the indigo core is cooler. I don't have other favorites. Why would I have other favorites when I have purple? Like, I get that I'm supposed to... go across here somehow, but... Can I launch myself with the bazooka? Is that it? No. Please don't step on me, giant baby. I'm stun locked on the ground and you keep stepping on me and hurting me. This is so cheap. This baby cheats. It's like this baby doesn't comprehend any basic game theory and fairness. Babies are not known for their fairness. I've noticed. Yeah, like, I genuinely do not know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I get that there's one last person, and I saw their blip on the mini-map. It's right there. It's down and to the left. But I don't know any other way there. It's like, this is a dead end, and I couldn't break through it. This baby's gonna crush me. See, the ants can't figure out how to get over the gaps either, so there's that. Oh, come on! Oh, I'm out of ammo and everything. This does not bode well. Is that game over? That's a game over. Well, let's try another password, and let's forget about that level. Happy Halloween, Bren! Yeah, I was originally keeping track of, like, which run it was, and then I just forgot to keep doing it, so... Oh, this is where we just were. No. No, 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 no. I'm not redoing that level again. I don't know why I slip into Russian accent so much today. I'm Russian spider priest. Russian spider does whatever the KGB wants. Father, me at a priest convocation. More shocking than level 28, level 29, zombie house party. Ooh. Nasty little blighters. Whole entire minutes. Whole entire minutes later. Well, rip to the teacher. This level is kind of terrible. And I'm stuck in a corner. I have no keys. I have no keys and I must open doors. A horror story. Clip the Russian spider priest. I don't know if I'll make that one into a short. But I do appreciate having it for posterity. This door was open the entire time? Although it doesn't really help that much. Wait, I can go this way? Oh my goodness. And there's aliens? There's everything in this level. Except keys. Oh wait, I had a key apparently. Messy little ankle biters. And the aliens can open doors? What is this? Aliens having opposable thumbs. How do I get outside then? Save the cheerleader, save the world. I think we'll play up to the next game over. Yada! Is that the password? Attack the clown. No, attack the clown. Heroes reference. Oh, okay. I've never watched Heroes. I just know the tagline. Spend a key, get a key. Hashtag game economy. Figures out he can time travel. He yells Yada. I think it got canceled because I remember hearing stories about how it kind of had to like rush its story at the end to try and fit it in. Your new pair of glasses is expected to arrive on Saturday, so I get to spend DocsCon suffering from nearsightedness. I've got a seat near the front for my talk then, I guess. Who keeps loose piles of cash in their attic? This is ridiculous. No, that's dead end. How am I supposed to get up there? Burkadoo, how is it determined which saints get feasts versus memorials versus solemnities? Part of its history, I don't know any specific process. Basically, if a saint gets added today, it's going to be a memorial. But it's kind of their importance historically to the broader church. You know, you can look, and their connection to Christ, you know, so like the apostles get certain days, get feasts, but then like solemnities are for things tied to Jesus himself. And it can vary too, because like St. Francis might be considered a memorial for the most of the church, but for the Franciscan family, it will be raised to a solemnity because of his role as their founder. Lose caches with your guns strapped to your body. There you go. I'm a millennial. I don't have loose cash. So for the majority of Catholic religious orders, it will be a solemnity. I wouldn't say for the majority. I mean, the Franciscan family's big, but it's not the biggest. So I do not understand some of the machinations of this game. I have fun, and I'm glad I own this, but it's not something I'm going to speedrun anytime soon. But I think we're going to call it there. I think that's a good place. So, I look ridiculous, and I love it. If you're referring to collectively as an all feast solemnities memorials, would they just be called feasts? Yeah, I mean, that's colloquially, you know, we'll say, oh, it's the feast day of so-and-so, even though it's a memorial or a solemnity. It's like, yeah, feast day versus a feast, you know. It can vary, but it's all, you know, that's how language be. Colloquialisms get understood that way. Can I move my mic real quick? Sure, like that. Is that helping? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted to see? There was a physical father joke for you. No. Happy Halloween, everyone. I hope you have a fun day. Maybe go to a party or something. Anyway, join us again. Maybe next week, maybe not. It remains to be seen. I've been given permission to use the media room at the seminary while I'm there. I don't know what type of computer they have and what I can do. I'll probably just wind up playing Minecraft if I do stream from there the entire time. Darn, more Minecraft. So just keep an eye out. We'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear. We'll make it work. But if not, maybe I just take the week off. I'll be back next Thursday, and we'll be starting Super Metroid for Throwback Thursday next week. So that'll be fun. And then the week after will be normal again. So we'll have Chrono Trigger, Spiritfarer, and Midweek Minecraft, of course, and Super Metroid. So thank you so much to everyone It's been here today, been a part of this, liked, followed, subscribed, given bits, rated, all that goodness. Normal. Oh! Speaking of giving bits, thank you so much for the 300 bits, Mel. Tahine Gummy Bears! The things I do for money. I don't want to put my hand in there because they get really messy. This may be considered sacrilege to some. I'm only kind of middling on Tahine's spice blend. I need chopsticks for those. I mean, I have some. I need to use them? I could. I don't know. Shoveling the bag works pretty well as well. Yeah. It's a weird sensation. Gummy bears should not be spicy. Anyway, thanks so much to everyone who's tuned in, liked, shared, subscribed, given bits, checked out the Discord, checked out the YouTube, all that good jazz. And I hope you have a great Halloween. And let's see who's live to raid into. I'd have laughed if Mel Tigre was still alive. Oh, also, sorry to everyone who was part of the raid yesterday to Will Pog's channel. He accidentally had it on subscriber only mode in chat, and he did not even realize he had accidentally turned that on. So yeah, I finally got in touch with him, and he's like, "I'm so sorry," but I'm gonna send you on over to Jate. He's just doing a little fun stuff, doing that word game. I don't know the name of it that he does, but that word game he does. Just chilling before a Halloween party, it looks like. So, raid call will be Spider Father raid. You know, he wants to know what the Halloween costume is, so you know, Spider Father raid, represent. So, all right, and spam that meat morph if you got it. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Take care and God bless.